Hello everybody. Today I would like to talk to you about 5 things which you need to do before coming to Poland. And first of these things is check and verify that your intended purpose of stay can get you a temporary residence permit. Because if you want to stay in Poland longer than your visa or your visa-free movement allows for, you will have to apply for a temporary residence permit. And some purposes of stay are recognized in Poland as sufficient and others are not. For example, in Poland, unlike in some European countries, you will not get a temporary residence permit only because you own a property, a real property in Poland, or because you want to invest some private investments in Poland. That's not sufficient. That will not get you a TRC. In most cases, when people come here with student visa and they want to study, or work visa and they want to work, that's not a problem. But if your purpose of stay is somewhat unclear yet, or it's not within these two categories, better make sure what your options are. Second thing you need to do is check if the visa you have allows for the things that you want to do here in Poland. This refers mostly to tourist visa, because with a tourist visa, it's not possible to work in Poland. And some people don't know about it. Some people are then very surprised when they learn. Also, in normal circumstances, your purpose of stay should match the type of visa you have. So if you have a tourist visa, you come here to visit some places and then you go. If you have a student visa, you come here to study, etc. Though it is possible to, for example, obtain a student TRC with a tourist visa, it's not necessarily the best option to do, because you may face problems at the border when they ask you, what is your purpose of stay? Can you show us the documents, or can we contact maybe your university or your employer? If you don't have these things, you may be rejected. Also, it's possible to deport a person if the purpose of stay, the real purpose of stay, is different than the one the person declares. The third thing you need to do is check your employer or check your university. And why? Because when it comes to employers, you need to make sure this employment will be real, that it will give you a stable income, and that it's not a scam. There are many scammers. You can, just an idea, you can do white espionage. You can Google the company, you can see their Instagram account, what kind of company is this, and what they do, what reviews they have, etc. Because once you are sure that the company is real, you can take it. Once you have doubts and maybe this is a scam, better not. With universities, the situation is a bit more complex, because universities, it's hard to imagine a fake university, totally fake university. But recently, for example, some private universities have lost their licenses to take students from foreign countries, and such students are facing quite serious consequences. Their visas are refused, sometimes they face problems at the border, and their TRCs in Poland are also being refused because the university doesn't have a proper license. So you must make sure your university has a license and the license is not expiring anytime soon. Moreover, even if the university is licensed, better make sure this university is really what you want to have here in Poland. Because some people fall for cheap universities and then they come here, they have quite good education in their home countries, and they're surprised and disappointed that their university is not giving them what they wanted. If you are deciding to take a course at a state university, that's usually not a problem. But if it's a private university, check and really double check. The fourth thing you need to do is take your birth certificate, even if possible your mother's birth certificate, your marriage certificate if you are married, and all your diplomas with you. Before you take them, they must be apostilled or legalized in the Polish consulate. That depends on whether the country you come from is a party to the convention, international convention regarding apostille, or not. So if it is, you go to your own authorities in your country and they give you an apostille sticker. If the company is not party to the convention, if the country is not party to the convention, you must go to a Polish consulate and get a legalization stamp or sticker. Poland recognizes this document as valid. And why? Because birth certificates and marriage certificates are necessary in order to do a few things here in Poland, and particularly citizenship. If you want to apply for Polish citizenship, even in very distant future, you will need it. Your mother's birth certificate may also be needed because in your own birth certificate, you may not have your mother's maiden name. It must be written exactly as maiden name, so it will also be quite useful. As for the diplomas, for example, if you're a student, you'll have to show your diploma and nostrify it in Poland in order to start your studies. And if you, for example, want to apply for the EU Blue Card, work and residence permit for highly qualified workers such as IT people, doctors, etc., you have to show that you have good education that allows you to work in this field and that proves your experience. So it's very important to bring it with you. If you don't bring it now, then you may of course do it later, but sometimes it may be very impracticable if your country is very far away and there are some political tensions between the countries. It may be quite difficult to get it, so better do it now. And last, and to be honest least, buy travel insurance. That refers to mostly to those of you who will not come here with a visa, but for example with visa-free movement, or those of you who have TRC of another EU country. You should, even in your circumstances, buy a travel insurance. And why? Because something may happen. And I know it doesn't happen maybe very often, but still better to be safe than sorry. It's not very expensive to buy it. And by law, actually, you have an obligation to have it during your stay in Poland. So make sure you have it. That will perhaps not be needed, hopefully. But if it is, then you will have your insurance policy, which can help you. If you found this video interesting or helpful, or both, hopefully, please give thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and see you next time.